Right, listeners, let me set the scene for you. It is just coming up to 10 o'clock after the Worcester City game. We are sat in our campsite. We've got a couple of little camping flares going. We've got not one, but two nice bottles of whiskey in front of us. The kids are asleep. And I'm sat here with friends of the pod, Simon and Ian. I thought rather than hearing from me, because I will talk enough about County this season, let's ask them what they made of today's game. And I gave them two homework tasks during the match. I said, tell me one player who stood out and give me one tactical observation from that game. So Simon, you can go first.
So the player, not necessarily that stood out, but that I watched a little bit in the first half was Trialist 1, I think, no number. I think we learnt later that this was the son of Darren...
Well, briefly thought it was Darren Fletcher's son, and then we're not so sure.
Okay,
yeah.
We don't know who. Okay, maybe not Darren Fletcher. Either way, he played a number of long passes over the top, which were mostly quite well judged and varied up the play. We only saw him in the first half, but my view was I'd sign him, I'd play him. Pretty pivotal in midfield. I was quite impressed.
Set the goal up
and generally varied it up. So that was my thought. Tactically, I mean, it's a fairly bland observation, but with three at the back, you really need the wing-backs pushing forward. And then in the first half, they did that. And then in the second half, less so. It was a second half, completely different side, much sort of scrappier and less interesting affair. Need the full-backs really pushing forward. And Trialist 1, I'd give a bit more time to.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting second half. Much younger squad, and it showed. Like you, I picked up in the first half the varying in the play. There'd be some nice, intricate passing, but then you could see David Hughes on the sideline encouraging the ball over the top, and I thought that was interesting. We were much harder to predict than last season, so I thought that was an interesting thing that stuck out to me. But yeah, go on, Ian, what did you make of it?
So, player who stood out for me was the number 23, who
Michael Reindorf.
Michael Reindorf, who I gather is on loan from Cardiff. I thought he looked as if he's got a lot of promise, because he's strong presence up front. He was a willing runner. He fell over a few times because for some reason they were watering the 4G pitch, but that's another. But he wasn't the only one. But he did some very good running down the channels. I would say he's got potential. I think my tactical observation, I thought it was quite impressive the way the play was mixed up nicely, because there was patient build-up from the back. But then I thought, but not afraid to play it long and down the channels. And as Simon said, I think the game petered out a bit, but it was 31 degrees, very hot. And so it might be a combination of the weather, but also the changes. But yeah, I thought you could see an interesting style of play being employed with the short stuff and the long stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the other thing that really struck me, Hughes had been really clear before the game that this was, a chance for some of the fringe players to show him what they could do as he decides, right, what are we definitely going to push ahead with in the last, couple of weeks of the transfer window. I think there might have been a couple of players who made a good case for themselves. Moses Alexander-Walker, I thought, second half came on and gave a good account. Nelson Sanka, first half, I thought, look, he doesn't look like a 17, 18-year-old. He looks like a lad in his late 20s. He's just very assured on the ball. I really hope he is part of the main squad. I think some of the lads who came on second half probably look a little bit green. I thought the lad Carney in goal, clean sheet, but again, he's maybe one who might benefit from a loan spell. But there you go, everyone. We'll look forward to catching up in more detail in due course, but from the campsite, Nostar.